Yes, so welcome. This is Thomas together with Ivan and Mazen, and we will be doing some work on the project Unify thingy. Let me just share my screen. Okay, and let me just post a link in my Craft Academy channel so I can get some people in. Okay, so yes, so if we turn our attention to the story that I would like us to work on, that's the user model thing, and not to confuse it with admin user. We voted on it yesterday. It's a one-point story, so I would like us to do this. Yes. So let's. So the first thing I want to do is to generate some spec files, I would say, for this. And let me just see here. So I would say touch spec models. No models. We don't have anything. So I'm going to create a directory. Spec models like this, and I'm gonna touch spec models and then user. So is it user or user spec? I think it's user spec actually. It's user spec. Spec.rb. Okay, and if I open this up now in mine, just see if I can open this up in RubyMine. So I created a branch called add user model right now. And that's the one we will be working on. Why can't I open this?
Hi.
Hello, Tarek. How's it going?
It's fine.
So let's see. I'm having a problem with opening Project Unify. Here it is. So what is this? The Ruby version is 193, but the gem file specified. Okay, it's rather odd, I would say. So let's check Ruby version. Oh, it's 2.3.0. Yeah, just forget about this. Okay, let's have a look. So we have a model spec, and so so when we start to write, so in usual order, I want to start writing the specs before I actually write my implementation, right? So I think that yes, we already require spec helper, so we don't have to require it now. I'm going to make my a little bigger here. So I'm going to describe a user class, and I'm going to make this test of a type called model spec, and that is because I want ArtSpec to know what sort of a spec file this is. So the first thing I want to do is to just check that it has we will be building a very simple model with just a username at this time, because that's the only requirement. We're just here to add a user model and not to add any extensive functionality. So the only thing I will test for now is that it is expected that, to what does it have property and then say username. I'm a little unsure about this have property, so let's just go over real quickly to pseudo-matchers. Pseudo-matchers is an extension for of RSpec with some custom validation. So it has, I have to recognize it. That's weird. So I can't really find that. Let's have a look. What sort of matchers do we have here? Yeah. Oh, it's called have DB column actually, and not have property. So it's have DB column. All right. So let's see if we can run this spec. And it will of course fail for me because there is no such thing. There is no constant named user. So I will just use the Rails generator to create a model named user. So user, and we're gonna give it user name as a string. And when I do that, we are automatically getting a migration done and a user created. It tries to create a user spec, but we already have that, so we don't need that. And so it skips that. It creates a factory for us, which means that if we run this spec now, it just tells us that we have pending migration. So we're going to do rake db migrate to create that in the database, and hopefully that will fly. Let's see. Yes, the migration created a user. Let's run the spec again. Still an initialized constant user. Why?
Do you need to put require in the spec? Require the user file?
Usually I don't have to do that, to be honest. Not in Rails. So I'm a little confused about this. So there is a user here. Should I do our spec? Let's see. Could this be it? No, that's really weird. We have a user, definitely. So you think that one solution would be to require the user in here? Require, and then just up models user RB? Like this?
Yeah, this is what we did in Ruby, but I guess for Rails.
Yeah, I know in Ruby we have to require them, but I'm just. I still get the same thing.
The message changed to active record.
And then select class active record. Yeah. Oh wow. Well, okay. So just you know what? Let's reverse this. Okay, and this means that this should be gone. Yes, it's gone. And let's just generate that again. Okay, and our spec. Wow. Huh. Init. That's weird. So now he's asking for a Rails helper method. So what is going on here? So now we have a user again, and we have this. Yes. Require Rails helper, but we don't need to require Rails helper. Wow. Okay. Let's set. So why do I need to have a Rails helper when I have a spec helper already? Okay, so generate Rails helper. Upgrade our spec. So Rails, yeah. Yeah. Let's try that. Okay. Still get the same thing. What the hell? Of course. So now I have to migrate the database again. Oh, sorry. And now we do just run this again. Okay, so obviously we need to migrate the test database. And we get an error. So relation users already exist. Okay. So could this conflict with our active admin? Well, I mean with the user that we created for the admin user. So let's have a look at the schema, and it does. It does. Or does it? No. PSQL, this username. So create users. Okay, let's back out of this for a second now. So let's just go down to git status, and yes. So we're just gonna do git stash back of this, and then we're gonna git clean. What is it? Minus R minus N minus I. Is that it? No. D. Yes. So git status. How do I clean everything out? Okay. Okay, so now we're just going to be pull upstream develop, so I have everything. Yes, and now I'm just going to do. I didn't have the latest code on my machine. That was the problem. Just like a newbie mistake. I'm sorry about this. And let's just check out what we have in our schema. So I'm just going to delete this and do rake db drop. And then create. Like this, and now we just gonna migrate everything back in. Okay, and let's have a look at the schema now. Yes, and we have only one. Okay, so now we have only one table called admin users, which is good. Okay, so getting back at it. So we're just gonna go git status, and I'm all good, but git CI/AM migrated admin users. Okay, so now we can do this Rails generate model user with a username name of string. Okay, let's see if we get this right. Okay, so RSpec, still the same problem, right? And what was that? Yes, that was the installation here. Okay. And now we do this. Yes, okay, so we're up and running. So git CI/AM set up its helper and generated user model. Okay. All right, so just to make sure, so we have now we have both admin users and a users table, which is perfectly all right. And just go back to this model spec and just say that we want to have so we could, let me just make this a little bigger, and we can describe database table do, and then we just user name, and we could also, just for as a sanity check, perhaps have a check for whether this one has an ID, perhaps, and see if that works. Why is it? The database should have the database column ID and the username, but it should definitely have the username, right? Yes. So why is this failing for me? Any ideas?
Can you share the message again, please? The failure message. Is it expecting an instance of user to respond to the database column instead of the database responding to it? When it says expected user code.
Yeah, I'm very confused about that. It should work out of the box with the matchers. Let's have a look at what we need to include in the Rails helper. Because obviously pseudo matchers are not being loaded, I would say. Don't you think that could be it?
Yeah, maybe. If this should have matches is a gem which we have to add on top.
Yeah.
Then maybe
let's see, how do we include that? So basically what we need to do, we have to configure this, but in our spec we need to, yes, so we need to include this. Yes. But should that be required as well? Let's see. See if that works without requiring it. Okay, so that works. So we had to require this in the configure block of our spec, basically. So that's okay. I'm just gonna let's rerun this. Yes, okay. So we're all good on that, I guess. My mistake. Okay, so another thing that we are using here is the factory girl gem, right? So we would like to just make sure that that it should has a valid factory, which could be a useful test for us. So we could say something here. Describe fixtures to, and just add this. Basically, see if that helps us. Yes. Okay. So that's all good. Do we have some some debugger. Yes, we have pry installed. So we could have now there is a way, I think, I don't know even if you know this, that we don't have to call factory girl every time, but just say create user and factory girl still kicks in. Have you seen this before?
I've used factory girl once. It was quite a while ago. I can't, off the top of my head, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So because I would like that to be, so this is like cleaner, you know what I mean? But I don't know really how to do that. So let's keep it this way, basically. So so now we have a model that we kind of it only has a username and an ID in the database, and it has a factory, a valid factory. So let's have a look at the factory itself. It just creates my name basically. So let's just random. I usually call my my fake users random guy. So that's good. So let's see what git status is, and we have that. So I'm gonna git add everything and git ci am generated user model and added space plus February date. Okay, so I'm just gonna do push policy SV. Yes, so git push origin model, of course, add user model. All right, so now I generated this model, and the next task on the list is, I don't know if we documented that, or did we? We need to generate, yes, so this is done now, and now we want to generate the Godmin resource for that user. Okay, so let's on how to do that. So here's the documentation for Godmin, but I would like us to start in a slightly different direction, and that is to write some acceptance test for this, basically, to see if we can drive this with acceptance test. So I would say that in our, let's see, we need to have a features folder, and we need to, so here is the ping feature. We don't want to do that, but rather we want to create a folder, make the features, and then we're just going to create Godmin, right? And then touch features Godmin and like users let's just call it users feature. And I was thinking that I could write this scenario a little bit, and then we can swap some to somebody. I don't know if Ivan, do you want to go have a go at this for a while?
I may need some help just pulling down the repo, the latest version locally, but yeah, I'm happy to do that.
All right.
So the file name, it's users.feature as opposed to user. Is that correct?
Yes, well, these file names are arbitrarily set, so you can set them to anything, basically. But I question whether that is actually a good name. Like, I would say view.
So what I mean is it meant to be dot feature? Because then doesn't that make the file type feature? Or was it meant to be...
it is dot feature.
Okay, fine, okay.
So as a system admin, in order to to be able to perform CRUD actions on users, I would like to be able to access them through Godmin interface, something like that, right? So I would say, given, like, I would like to set up a background first. Background, given the following users exist, and then I just do a table username like this, and then I say Thomas, and then we go Mazen, and then we go Tarek. Do we have anybody else apart? And Ivan, right? Okay, so that's the background, right? And yes. What else can we do? So scenario, view users index, right? View users index. That could be it. So given I am logged in as admin, and I visit the what? The index page. Index page. And what should I do? I should be. I should also add another, given the admin user, given the admin account is set up. Okay, these are the prerequisitions for us. Like, so we have to have some users to actually view, and there must be an admin, right? And I am logged in as an admin. I visit the index page, and I click on users. Then I should see. Well, I should see Thomas, right? And I should see. So buff, I should see Mazen, and I should see Tarek, right? And this is a little too much, but let's go for it now. Okay, basically, yes. So given this, okay. So I'm gonna git status. Okay, so git add everything. Yes, and git CI VIP users feature added background and first scenario to users feature. Okay, and so git push origin at user model. Okay, so git remote like this. So Ivan, if you want to collaborate with me on this for a sec,
sure.
Let me just if you share your screen.
Cool. How do I do that? The settings.
Yeah.
I can't see where to share my screen.
There should be if you just hover over, there should be this green little arrow.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
So Mazen, I just while he sets that up to share his screen, I just wanted to talk you through. So this is like a bit of the workflow to set up things in Rails. I know you haven't done Rails so far, but I just want you to observe and see how we kind of approach this. And there's a lot of, as always, a lot of try and errors. I'm a little rusty, I must say. But that's just normal, you know. It's nothing fancy. You know, there are no super ninja programmers. So you know, so just stick with us, and perhaps you learn something. You know.
Yeah, I am.
All right. So, Ivan, I'm just going to paste my Git remote to this repository, my own private one. So, if you would like to add me as a remote, then you will be able to pull down my code.
Okay, just so for that, it's
git remote add Thomas.
add the URL that you just sent me, like that.
Well, first you do git remote. Let's see, add, and then after add you have to give me a name like Thomas,
okay. And
then the URL. No, and then the URL. You know, so well, just one, yeah, Thomas, and paste in the URL and enter.
Okay, cool.
All right. So now you can do git fetch Thomas.
Yeah.
And let's see what you get.
Oh, sorry. It was asking me for permission, password.
Okay, so you have to add your own public key in order to use SSH. But have you SSH keys set up?
I'm not sure if I did. Oh, I did. Yeah, that works.
Oh, okay. So now you can do if you just if you just copy this Thomas/add user model, just you know, select it and then press Command C.
Sorry.
You see that it says their new branch add user model, and then it says Thomas/add user model.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you just copy Thomas, add, you know, that whole thing. Yes, and just place it in your, yes, copy it, and then you say git checkout. No. Oh, go back. So the git checkout must be at the beginning of the line. So do git checkout -t, and then just paste that in. Yes.
What does the -t do?
It means that you're checking out a remote branch from me. But it seems like you have some stuff on your machine, so just do a git status first. and just do git stash. Yes, and now you just go with the up arrow. Yeah, there you go. Try that now.
Cool. Switch to new.
Okay. Yeah. So now you have to do bundle, and probably you have to do rake db migrate after that.
Yeah, sure.
Great job.
Cool. And then rake is it create?
I probably already have so just migrate. Yeah. And what did it say? Yes. So you have to probably turn on your Postgres. Do you have your Postgres activated?
Yeah, I do. Is that just doing PSQL?
How did you install Postgres? Did you install the Postgres app or?
It was at Makers. I think it may have been through. Can you do it through Brew?
Yeah. Do you have a small little elephant up there somewhere in the, like I do? If you turn your attention to mine, you see up here, I have a little elephant.
Sorry. Where's your elephant?
Up just by on the very top of my screen.
Yeah, I don't seem to have that elephant. No.
No. Okay. So if you go to your if you go to your Launchpad and you start typing Postgres, do you see anything?
Launchpad.
You know the whatever it's called.
The apps.
Yes. If you search for Postgres, do you see an application called Postgres?
No, I don't. Not in my.
Okay. Then you probably have installed it slightly differently. So start Postgres. Yeah. So if you do PSQL, what happens?
It's weird. I've been able to do this before. I've never seen this message. Cannot connect to server. It may be when I was trying to set this up through I think Tony's documents. I may have reinstalled Postgres some way because I had it running previously at Makers, but then I was following through the docs and then I may have overwritten what I'd already done previously.
All right. So let's see. One way to check for if Postgres is let's see how did we do that? Check Postgres install installation OS X. So the easiest way to install Postgres is this Postgres app, basically. That's what we usually recommend to people. But
yeah, no, we didn't do it this way.
I'm thinking check status of Postgres server markets. Yeah, let's see if that works. Yes. So what happens if you run this command? I'm going to paste. Do you see my command, my chat messages?
Yeah, I got that. There we go.
Well, Yes, so it doesn't seem like the server is running, I would say. Or if you do this, the PG CTL status, PG underscore CTL status. Sorry. Yes. Okay, so do PG control start and see if you can start a.
No, that's weird.
Mm.
So well, for now, I'm gonna try and install Postgres through that.
Yeah, so I can push yeah. So while you do that, I can just continue.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, all right. So let's see. So now I'm gonna do Cucumber Godmin features and Godmin and everything in there, hopefully. And it's gonna throw me off a little bit, of course. Yes. Why would that be? Yes, so there's a lot of things that I don't have, so these, I just wrote up those tests in Gherkin, but I don't have the step definitions for that. So I'm just gonna copy this, and because Cucumber is kind enough to tell me what I don't have, and I'm just gonna create in the step definitions, I'm gonna create a new file called I'm gonna call it Godmin steps.rb. It's a Ruby file, and I'm gonna version control it, and I'm gonna do this, and so first I'm gonna do table.hash right, and then user hash each do, I think, right? Each do, and then a user or factory girl. So factory girl is a gem that creates objects for us, but doesn't write them to the database, basically. So it's like a double. You guys remember that we use doubles in our pure Ruby objects. So this is basically it, but not quite. So we're going to say that we are creating a factory with a user, but we have this we can overwrite. So we have this factory where I said that the name is random guy, right? But we don't want these users to be named random guy, so I can overwrite this by saying hash user name, if I remember this correctly. Let's hope so. So let's try that again. And that didn't work. So obviously the each method didn't. He didn't like the each method from me. That's not good. Let's have a look. How does that work? So, is this it? Yes. So this passed now, and just as a sanity check, we can just do a binding try and rerun this to make sure that these users are actually created. I'm just showing this more to you. So this has been done. So we say user.all. Really? Huh. So what is this? Oh, it didn't work at all. Oh, for fuck's sake. How do you do this? I have to think. So let's quit this. And yes. Da, 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 da. Oh, okay. And create hash. But yeah, I'm a little worried here. Let's do this here. Let's run it again. What am I getting wrong here? Oh, I'm so stupid sometimes. Oh, here we go. Hopefully this will do it. See what will blow up in my face. So user dot on. Yes. So now it created 4 users for us: Thomas, Mazen, Tarek, and Nima. Okay, good. All right. So that passed, and the next step we have that an admin account is set up, right? So let's have a look at that. We want to create an admin or factory. Do we have a factory for admin? No, we don't. So we should create a factory. Just take this. But really, how is the admin user set up, by the way? I have no clue. Let's check it out on the admin user. Steps. Where is the? We're just gonna create an admin user instead of a factory. Let's just create it. Needs an admin and password like this. So, and let's see. Yes. And let's run it. If it works. Yeah, so the admin account is set up, so now we have to log in as an admin also. I would say visit root path, right? We need to visit the root path, and we have to fill in the log, fill in email with an email with, yes, with this, I guess, and fill in password with password, and click link or button. I think it's called sign in. Sign in. Let's see if that works. Nope. Fill in. Okay, so we're just gonna use, instead of a symbol, I'm gonna say email like this, and password like this, and see if that works. Yes. Okay. Good. Good. So that works. Let's have another go, and I should visit the. I wonder if, yes, and I click on. So I don't know if I need this. Visit the. So because I think that this I am automatically routed over to the index page. So I want to click users. So let me just just gonna do this, and then I'm just gonna call this link and click button link, and then I should see the text, and then we say that expect page to have content, and then text, right? So basically what we're trying to do is that, let's remove this. So I'm logged in as an admin, which means that I should be routed over to the administrative interface, and I click on users because there should be a users link in the navbar for Godmin, and then I should see a list of these users basically. And this will not pass for me now because we will not be able to find this. Yes, and I'm unable to find link or button users. So what we need to do now, of course, is to actually just finish off this. But I'm just gonna commit this first. Added steps to scenario for viewing users in admin. Yes, and now we are just going to go over to the admin interface, and we see that we have to generate the resource for user with a username, basically, right? So this is what we're going to do and see if that works. Resource user and then user name. That's what we want to see. Or perhaps we can see created at as well. Why not? Created at. All right, let's try that. And now we just run this again and see if we get a passing. At least another step. And click on users. Okay, so how about user? Should that pass? Yes. And of course, I made a miss. Why don't you guys correct my spelling mistakes? There we go. To have content. Content. Is that a real step? Yay! All right.
That's awesome.
Git commit am. My wife is calling, guys. Give me a second, okay?
Yes.
All right, so that is working, and so the first, so that's how we kind of try to roll basically in this kind of projects. You know, so the next step here will be, of course, to write a scenario for adding a user. You know, so scenario. Create a user, and then we will say I would probably extract this to the background because we always want to be logged in as an admin, right? So we're just gonna add this up here, so that we don't have to have this step in every scenario. And we can also, well, we can keep this one for now. So create a user would be, given I click on user, and I can check this, change this to given as well, and then I click on what? On create. Let's see if there is something called create, and I fill in user name with Tony, and I click on create. Is it called create? No. Then I should see something probably. Then I should see. I don't know what we should see, so I'm just gonna.
The list of all users above.
Yeah, but I should also get a message that the user has been created or something. But absolutely. So I'm just gonna create another step, say then show me the page, so I know what's going on. And I'm just gonna create in the step definitions. I'm just gonna create a new file called basic steps.rb. Okay, and yes. And here in my little in RubyMine, we use my IDE. I can do this. Why isn't this showing? What? Oh, okay, so forget it. I'm just going to create it in Godwin specs, and then show me the page. X. And we are going to use save and open page, which is a capybara command. So we can use that. So let me just run this feature, and that's on line 23. And let's see what we get. Yes, we don't have a creator, so let's just have a quick look at what this page looks like. Perhaps it's called add user. I think it could be called add user, but I don't know. So let's see. What? Isn't this save and open page? Shouldn't this open up a browser for me? You're muted, by the way.
Ah, sorry. Yes, that's what it should be.
Yeah.
An open page.
Yeah. So why isn't this kicking in? Should I move this out someplace? And show me, well, oh, the launcher is not installed. Okay, so I need to add another gem. Okay. Launcher is a gem that we can use to to do those things. Obviously, I didn't have that installed. And just a quick check on the launch sheet. Do we need to include that? Launch sheet, save an open page, yes. Yeah, well, let's see if that works. Okay, yeah. Now I have it in 2 places, so let's just remove it from here. And here it is. So it's called create user. That's good. Let's update our users feature. So we're going to click on create user, and then we want to actually see that page again because we know we have to know what to. And I fill in. So let's just step definition. God missed that. So I'm just gonna say field and value, and then I'm gonna fill in field with value. All right. So let's have a quick look again. So the beauty of in my view is of Cucumber is that you can write those step definitions, you can reuse them over and over again later on, you know. And I know that not everybody, I don't know what makers, you guys didn't do much Cucumber?
No, it's the first time I'm seeing it, but it looks good.
So, in my opinion, it's a good tool. I prefer to use Cucumber because of the fact that you can reuse a lot of step definitions, and also it's easier to show people you know, show non-technical people what it's about, because the Gherkin language is so simple. You know, there aren't many things you can do with it. You know, you have 4 keywords: the given and then and then stuff like that. But I think it's pretty cool actually. Create user. So just remove this, and you see I can identify those fields just by calling their labels, you know. So it's pretty cool, I think. Let's see. And that passed. And yes, user was successfully created. That's what we're going to see, basically. But this is like a little weird. Then I say user should. And yes. And you know, like one user should have been created like this. And let's have a look quickly how we can do that. So just remove that, and I'm just going to create the step definition with Godwin specs, and we want what? So first of all, I'm going to remove this is perhaps not the best practice to do. But I'm going to remove these quotes here and go back here and remove them as well. Like this. And go back here and let's see. How can I do this? I can do this like this. Expect what? Well, first of all, we can say count and model, and then we can say something like okay, so I can use the, yes, I have to constantinize, yes, so object get, and then the model name, right, and the model is stored here. Count. Now to what? To to equal, but that's not going to cut it for us, right? Equal count, no, because we have already. I should see no. So it should increase. It should have increased with something, but hubba. Problematic. This way, I can only say to count them. So okay, so 5. So if I say, so how many have we? Have 4 here and 5, like 5 instances of. Then I should see. Then I should see. And then I should see 5 instances of user. That was like, and then I said, then I should see 5 instances of user. I'm not quite sure I'm happy with this. I should see 5 instances of user. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Let's have a look at that, if that will pass. Expected 5, got 5, yes. Of course. I should see the count to I. I'm sorry, and I have another call coming in, okay? I'm sorry. Yeah, so let me just commit this. So added scenario to create user, or well, added create user scenario, I would say. Okay. All right. So that would be it, basically. So this is of course not completely done yet, because there are some other stuff that needs to be added, more scenarios that needs to be added to this. I would say that, you know, we have to say scenario to update user, and we could use a scenario to delete user, and that's about it, right? So we got create user, update user, and delete user, and also, you know, view user, of course, because I guess that view user, you know, each user has their own show page, right? Now I won't be creating them right now because I don't have time for it, but I'm just gonna push this up. Scenario. Oh, I made a miss. So can I do git commit and m? Do this. Oh, sorry. What? Git amend. Oh, there must be a way to. Oh, so how do I do git amend? I forget about it. Never mind. It can be a spelling mistake. So git push origin. This now. So what I will do now, before we quit, is to go to project Unify on Agile Ventures, and I'm gonna create a pull request, add user model, and then I'm gonna say generated user and generated godmin resource added unit specs and VIP CRUD scenarios in Cucumber. Right, and you see that I'm making this pull request from my project Unify, the add user model, to Agile Ventures project Unify and the develop branch. And I'm also gonna, just for good practice, I'm gonna say pt link. That's the pivotal story link, and just gonna grab this wherever I have it. I think it's right here. So this is done, and now I copied this. Where is that now? There it is. And that's 8 commits, and I create this pull request, and we can see that there is we have the continuous integration connected to this. So out of the box, GitHub tells us that there are no conflicts with the base branch, but we can also see whether the test will pass on semaphore. Let's see if they do. So it runs the cucumber for us, and it's all passing. So that's good. So all this stuff that we wrote now apparently are passing the continuous integration. So in the future we will have a continuous deployment set up, and once this pull request will be merged, then the project will be automatically deployed to a server. And yes, okay, so that should do it for now. Ivan, if you want to if you get your Postgres to work, you know, you're welcome to pull this code down from that particular branch, and you know, continue to work on those, or you know, on those scenarios if you'd like to, and just push it up to your own repository and let me know over Slack that you've done something. Then I can pull it down from you. Or if you want, you could create a pull request to my repository. You cannot, you know, take this code and create a new pull request because they will be overlapping each other, but you can create it to my repo, basically, if you know what I mean.
Cool. Yeah, I got the Postgres working, so I'll try and give it a crack this weekend.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. Cool. Cool. Whenever you have time, and you know, so just if you start to work on something, just post a link on in the Slack channel, and we can basically, you know, me or somebody else can jump in and pair program with you. Okay. All right, so Tariq, now you've seen a little bit of the workflow, how to work with acceptance tests. I hope it's been I know it's like watching the dry, you know, your clothes dry, because it's rather tedious sometimes, and then but still it could be a learning experience.
Yes.
All right. You have your assignment for the weekend, so you have to work hard, and I talk to you later, Ivan. Okay?
Yes, but you also assigned for me to have a pull request. I seen you right now do a pull request.
Yes.
Yes, so I'm going to make a pull request from my repository to you?
To the Craft Academy repository.
Okay.
The one that you forked it from.
Yes.
You know, yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.